Rishi, thank you for joining me again. How are you?
I'm I'm glad to be back. I enjoyed our first chat. I'm looking forward to what questions you have for me today.
Likewise. There's a bunch of new people here, so they're probably seeing you for the first time. Want to give a very quick walkthrough of what you do and how you help brands grow, basically.
Sure. I mean, a quick summary is that I focus on the only page on an e-commerce website that matters. From my point of view, it's the product page. No matter how you are kind of attracting people to your business and how they are discovering you, they eventually navigate to the product page. And it's on the product page that the make or break decision happens. And so from my point of view, it is the tip of the spear. And I focus all of my energy there to make sure that we're giving the consumer all the information they need to make an informed decision. Because I'm working on the product page, I'm really focused on the product description area, which is where the consumer is understanding how the product fits into their life. So effectively, I'm a copywriter that is just working on the product page.
I love that, and I've seen the benefits. It's incredible. So I've got to ask now with ChatGPT, everyone on all the LinkedIn and Twitter bros are talking about it. It's going to put us all out of jobs, supposedly, and just take over copywriting in total. Are you worried about your job? How do you think about this?
No, I'm not worried about my job. And it's an evolving topic. I think it depends on. I think there's a whole bunch of factors at play. So, I mean, if we have AI that is able to kind of conceive of new ideas and have new product ideas and launch businesses, I mean, that's a whole different topic. But where it is today, effectively, what it's doing is it is kind of using the content that's already available to kind of integrate it in new and interesting ways. And so I think if the part of the job where I'm focused on kind of doing research and stuff like that, I think if that was my competitive advantage, I would be beaten all day long. But I think our job as marketers is to essentially probe and ask interesting questions and take leaps of imagination about what consumers want. And so from that perspective, I don't think it's much of a threat. If anything, I can actually see this acting as an accelerant for me and allowing me to say, okay, well, here are like 4 variations that I've come up with for the description. Go scour the data and look at all that's available. Let's come up with 3 more variations, because in the world of A/B testing, diversity is where you win. So I'm very optimistic about that aspect of it. So
that's awesome. So using it as a tool rather than a competitor. And we talk about this in paid marketing of everything's going towards automation, and you need to steer the ship. You're no longer controlling it, but if you can steer it and use it to your advantage, that plus your mind, the AI's never bought anything, but you have, and you sell a lot of things, right? So you know what people are looking for, right. And you have all the context and that human element that probably is why your work works so well.
That's exactly right. I think contrarian thinking is one of the things that marketers will have to kind of double down on even more, because that's where all the opportunity is. And so I think those kind of, I'll just say one thing over here, because when I first started kind of reading this, there was a part of me, we all have this, where I was like, some of the outputs are incredible. I mean, there's no denying that the output is incredible. And I remember, 10 years ago when I didn't have an iPhone, and I this is a Siri story, but I had people that said, Siri is completely disruptive. So is Amazon Echo, the conversational piece. But I don't really think that it integrated itself into what we assume. So I think there's a lot that's kind of, I think at the end of the day, the fact of the matter, this is how I would end this. I would say that all of these tools have very specific, especially the GPT chat thing, has a very specific skill set. So you still have to give it tons of instructions on okay, here's where I want you to focus, and here are the variables I want you to consider. And I think, I think that has to still be done by a human. And so from that perspective, I feel like, it's tons of opportunity for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about it. I whipped up a tool I'll share. I don't think it's groundbreaking, but I just wanted to see how easy it was to tap into all these new tools. I don't know how to code at all, but was able to do this in a couple hours. Wow. So you're right. Give it the best inputs you can, and you can get a step up above everyone else.
That's right.
Rishi, thank you. You're the man.
Thanks, Ben.
Talk
Much
soon.
appreciated.